Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 9th of January for the Sun or the Ascendant. Thank you so much for joining me. As ever, I'm going to give you some broad strands to look out for that we can all relate to collectively, but please stay with me. I will then dive deep to give you, in forensic detail, all the ins and outs of each of the zodiac signs. Now, if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for joining me for this first time. If you'd care to subscribe, I'd be really grateful. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for joining me again. If you would like to know what the year ahead holds for you based on your individual astrology as opposed to this zodiac forecast, if you do give me 3 pieces of your personal birth data of time, date and place of birth, my 12-month forecast, and in my special package your life roadmap report at 30% off, can give you searing insights in how to manage that period, but also get deeper understandings of some of the patterns that have played out in your life over a long period of time. Now, within that, I'm also giving free zodiac forecast, a Chinese and Indian forecast for the whole of 2023. Please see the link below. Now, in terms of the astrology, Venus is forging a quite beautiful link with Mars, but they're both in air signs. So Venus in Aquarius can be a bit more detached. It also can see some unusual relationship scenarios. But Mars, of course, has been retracing its steps in the sign of Gemini, also Aries, since the 30th of October and moved into that part of the zodiac on the 20th of August. So the fact that they're collaborating so well is really lovely. And obviously, air signs can be about messages and communication. Is there something that you want to say to someone? Because this would be a good time to do so, particularly when on Thursday, Mars goes direct. And I think that's something we're all going to really appreciate. It's going to move into the sign of Cancer on the 25th of March. But if things have slowed down for you and have felt that nothing was really moving forwards in the way you've wanted, this will really help. But also from Monday to Wednesday, Mercury replaces the Sun in a sparkling angle to Uranus. Last week, the Sun and Uranus were urging us to try something different. Now Mercury's asked us to think about something different, but in a very practical way, because both are in Earth signs. So it's about being more innovative around our resources. Now, as the week draws to a close, there is a quarter moon in the sign of Libra. Very much about balance and, of course, about relationships. But the Sun, by that point, moves into a conjunction with Pluto. This is mighty and gives an opportunity for transformation. But because the ascendant energies of Libra, it's very much about how we relate to people, doesn't necessarily correlate well to the power and the more orthodox approach of the Sun in Capricorn, and the energies of Pluto, which can be about transformation. So a relationship in a professional context may come into focus very strongly as the week draws to a close. But then again, it could be who holds the power in a personal relationship. There could be a little bit of a tussle, and maybe something needs to be talked through or something needs to evolve. With Pluto, if we use power wisely, it can be for the greater good. It's fine. If we're using it for more nefarious reasons to try and maintain our dominance over a situation, such as a relationship, then that could cause some issues as this week draws to a close. So Aquarius, your week commencing the 9th of January forecast is really exciting because Venus in your sign arcs in a very enabling angle to Mars in your house 5. Very much about the love of life, being larger than life, being very happy-go-lucky, engaging with people in a more sociable context. Yes, it's early in the year. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, you're probably wanting to hunker down a bit. But we can connect to people in so many different ways these days with the internet, of course. So the Venus-Mars angle, 120 degrees, is hugely charismatic, great for romantic possibilities. But of course, there's still a pack of energy going on in house 12, which is much more sensitive and reflective. Mercury there, which is a planet that's exalted in your sign, that is arcing to your modern ruler of Uranus. So perhaps you're going to have a brainwave about something that's been holding you back a little bit around where you live. It could be about creating more space, where you can create a cupboard or get an office desk just under some stairs, or use some attic space or cellar space more creatively. But if there is a way to do something more imaginatively, you're the person who's likely to find the solution. Of course, Thursday, Mars goes direct. So if there has felt like there's been a big impasse when it comes to your creative expression, and it's really gone on since the start of October and right through till now, I feel that it will unblock, and that's very encouraging. But the Sun is creating a conjunction with Pluto as the week draws to a close, and they're both squaring up to the quarter moon in your sister air sign of Libra. That combination could see something that's deep and personal to you actually take on an amplified importance. So maybe you could find yourself thinking very much about a past event that is very psychologically important to you. It may be something that was painful, it may be a loss, but it could also see you being hugely nostalgic for someone from your former life. And because obviously Libra is very much about communication, just like your sign, and it's the 9th house for you, maybe a message is going to come through. But of course, Pluto moving through the 12th house has taught you huge lessons in recent years. And one of those lessons has been that where you've opened up and been quite vulnerable to the wrong type of people. So there is a little bit of a sort of red flag here about being sure that if you do decide to go back to a situation, whether it's with an old friend, someone you used to hang out with, or perhaps in a romantic context, or even a family matter, you'd have to be really sure that the other person has worked on things just like you have. And if you're not, you may prefer to keep your boundaries quite up. But in terms of your own plans, your own energy, your own dynamism, and your own sex appeal, my word, what a week, Aquarius.